Hello everybody! Today we are going to be making winter landscapes. You have some choice with this. You can put anything that you want in your winter landscape, so I'm going to show you how to draw some different winter trees to get us started. You might want to choose one or the other, you might want to choose both to include in your landscapes. So first I'm going to show you how to draw a winter tree that has lost its leaves for the season. So I'm going to start out with a straight line up, and then it can help to make kind of a Y shape at the top of your tree. Now you can keep going up with your straight line and adding some more Y shapes, or you can branch off of these shapes. You can have a branch coming off and turn it into another Y. You could even have some that aren't really Y shapes, just that have some little branches coming off at different angles. I can make it come down lower if I want by adding on a V or turning this into a Y shape. Now I'm going to show you how to make a pine tree with watercolors. So we'll start with kind of a triangle shape at the top, but then it kind of gets a little wavy at the bottom. We're going to leave a little bit of spaces between our tree to make it look like there's some snow on it. So underneath of our top of our tree, kind of make some wavy lines that flare out to the side. And that one might have flared a little too much. And have them stretch out longer as you go down to the bottom of the tree. This will give your tree some volume. They don't all have to be this wide. That's just how mine turned out. And then you can add a simple straight line for a trunk, or if you want to make it a little thicker, you can do that too. I'm going to show you how to get started drawing a simple winter landscape, and then you can add whatever you would like to it. I think it's best to start in pencil because that way if you make a mistake, you can erase it. It's also important to draw lightly because it's hard to erase after you've pressed really hard with your pencil. So the first thing we're going to do is draw two snowy hills in our landscape. So a little bit up from the bottom of the paper, we're going to kind of use a wavy line to make a hill. And then on top of that line, we're going to use another rounded or wavy line to make it look like there's a hill a little further away. Now what you can do is start to add in some trees. So maybe I want to have some trees up here in the front, and maybe I want to have some smaller trees back here on this hill. You can create any tree you'd like if you want to do trees without leaves or pine trees. Using any of the techniques we learned, you can, but you probably want to draw them in with pencil first. Or if you're going right in and painting your tree like the pine tree, you might want to erase some of your hill so that way you can leave space for you to paint in that pine tree. I'm going to do this one with just some trees that don't have any leaves on it. So since I'm towards the bottom of my paper, I'm towards the front of my drawing, and that's going to be closer up. So I'm going to make these trees kind of tall and big. Just kind of sketching out some straight lines for my trees. They don't have to be perfect. I can always go back and fix them. But remember, we're trying our best to be neat and take our time. And then maybe I want to have some trees on this hill too that's a little further away. So I might draw these trees just a little bit smaller. Then I'm going to add in my branches. I might add a few more details to my picture before I start to add color. Here are some things you can do. If you want to have something in the sky, you can. Maybe you want to show a bird flying. Maybe you want to show snowflakes falling. You could even show a moon if maybe the sun is about to set. I think I'm going to have some snowflakes falling from the sky. And maybe I'll add a moon too. We also talked about that you can add an animal, a winter animal, to your landscape if you'd like, or you can make it look like people have been there. Maybe you want to draw people in, or maybe you just want it to look like they had been there before and have some footprints in the snow. So it's really simple to make it look like there are footprints in the snow. You just kind of draw some ovally shapes that are next to each other and make them smaller as you get towards the top of the hill to make it look like they're fading away. You can even have them even smaller if it looks like they're going up this hill back here. Now, the last step is you can add color to your artwork. You can do this with crayons, colored pencils, or markers, or you can do this with watercolors. Watercolors is some of my favorite material to work with, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I might even make my sky look like a sunset by adding a couple different colors in the sky. I'm going to show you how to do this in case it's something you want to try. While my sky is drying, I'm going to go in and add some details to the lower half of my picture. So I want to separate the hill here, make it stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to make this line kind of bluish because sometimes when the sky reflects on the snow, it looks a little bit blue. So I'm going to keep it white for the most part, but I'm just going to add a little bit here to make it stand out and separate from the other hill. Maybe I'll add a little bit of blue in this corner and kind of spread it out with the water so it fades into a white color. That way it kind of matches the other hill. This is just an idea. You don't have to do this. You can just leave your snow white. You could draw a black line over top of your pencil lines to make it stand out. I think I'm gonna get some black to make my footprints in the snow a little bit darker. If you wanna really get creative, maybe you could have some animal prints going next to the footprints. This is just an idea. You don't have to do it. I'm not going to go over these footprints yet because my paper's still wet from the snow. But I think my sky is starting to dry, so I'm going to start going in with my trees, going over them with black to make them stand out.